Times that really, really well. Does he get himself a ball as a reward? No, he doesn't. So it will be Kyle Cope and Cohen Bradford first to the table. If you are new around here, the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup, we've got 4 pairings here tonight. Only one of them can qualify through to the last 16 stage of this tournament. We'll lose 3 and add 1 to the last 16. The first frame of our matches in these races to 4 is Scotch doubles, which means alternate shots. We'll then see alternate singles frames. Scotch doubles for frame 4, singles again for frames 5 and 6, and a deciding 7th frame, should it be required, will also be played as Scotch doubles. 20 minutes on the match clock. If we get all the way to 0, we will take the score, whatever it may be at that point, which means the draw is in play if scores are level. Golden breaks and ducks are also in play on Monday Night Pool.
Good opening chance, this one. Order is the key. Get the order right. You can actually pick this one apart simply, but you go out of line a little bit and then it can change. So when do you play the plant? Do you play the plant bottom right? Is that what they're looking at now? Pretty sure the one just to the left of the 8 ball passes the yellow to the bottom right corner. Whether it passes the red or not doesn't really matter, because that red's going to move, as it has there. This is quite thin. Yeah, the problem was they wanted to drop that in and actually be on the red to bottom right, but it was too thin, you couldn't hold. So I tried to come back across and be on one of the other 2 lower ones, but it hasn't worked.
And happy to draw back. He would have loved that cue ball to just stick behind that red, mind. It has maybe not completely opened up yellows, but it's given them an option. They are on a yellow. When it would develop the 8 and yellow together, if were they to play it too, as the debrief begins for Cohen and Kyle.
They haven't absolutely given it away, but they were hoping to stop this shot from being available. Wow!
No way! 1-0 to Cohen Bradford and Kyle Cope. Neil Raybone potting the 8 ball, the first 8 ball of the night, a fraction early. He knew he was going into that 8 ball, but he's probably thinking it's going to go towards the middle pocket. But it's too thin an angle. There's no way this is going in.
Well, he's too experienced a player to not be aware that that was close. He knows his cue ball so well. It's a major surprise. If there's any risk of that being on, you can't play that shot.
Well, play it he did. 1-0 down they are. Here comes the 16-year-old Cohen Bradford, who drills his opening cut break. He manages to go in off it, so it'll be cue ball in hand behind the line for Neil Raybone. Lit it off, very unlucky in fact to go in off on that one.
Good chance here for Neil to just respond to the error he made previously. These reds will go probably. Oh, you've got to take one of these 2 at the top. You feel first shot. May leave the one top left as your connection to the 8 ball, or may just feel get it out the way. The 8 ball's not exactly in a bad spot, so that red could be awkward to get onto. So I think get rid of it if you feel it's right. It's a little short for that's why he's got the grimace.
Yeah, wanted to be straighter on this red, so I think he's going to just go down the table instead. Reroute for the razor.
one more shot. If he lands straight in on the red, he's just moved to left centre, which means he has to thread the needle of the yellows. He's got to get very close. The frame's over. He's not playing the shot, so he doesn't feel like he can get there easily. Wasn't quite the right angle for him. It's the same deal, though. Land on that anywhere near straight and it's frame over.
Yeah, there's no guarantees here, though. This is a finish that needs 3 well-executed shots. Oh, wow. Well, that is a surprise.
Yeah, missed it by a long way for a pot like that. And he got the cue ball completely wrong as well, which I know is easy to say because he missed the red, but normally you'd miss the red in that situation because you're working hard to get the cue ball right.
Yeah, which just informs us that it was a straight-up miss from Neil, which is, you know, they're pretty rare. Never felt like it was going to be an issue of him missing a pot. The cue ball really was the big question as to whether he could get out there, but what a chance this is for Cohen Bradford.
Neil will know a lot better than me because he's the one out there, but he looked to be perfect on that ball previously to me. Decided to get rid of the one to the right centre first.
That's a fabulous shot from Cohen. Went straight after his initial problem. That yellow didn't really have a natural home. It was blocked by the red. It now goes very comfortably top right. He'll play it next. Does he need to break those 2 yellows together apart? Because if he does, I think he may be able to off this next shot.
He doesn't need to. Got to feel that at least one of those 2 goes to bottom right. So if he could have landed, if you get ball in hand on the one to the left centre, you get right behind it, they both open up. He would like to have been better on this one or the one up the table. And he would have been low on the next one as well, so he wasn't going to be good. When you need to force that one up the table, the closer you get to it, the better.
Yeah, he originally wanted to be top right next. Wanted to sneak in behind that yellow. That was his plan. Just contacted it on the way through. It's a let-off for Neil. Is that going to pull up in time? Yeah, lovely. Just seemed to just keep on going for a bit there before slowing down.
For a second there, I thought it really pinged off the cushion. It was going to go too far.
Yeah, judged it well, did the Razor, and this is for 1-1. Tidy little finish from Neil after an initial pretty big error. And it's strange, isn't it, the momentum and how things feel. That, you know, Cohen will end up ending that frame probably feeling like he's wasted an opportunity, but the reality of who made the bigger error was absolutely Neil in that frame.
Completely agree. That's why you've got to make punish mistakes when they're made. Doesn't have to be a straight counter. Now, was there any better, pulling back options there for Cohen? I guess, with more time, maybe you can find it. The clearance was absolutely very much in his range, his scope, though. It just required 2 or 3 really good cue balls. He just got it wrong.
Oh, well, if Cohen Bradford was unlucky to going off on his break, I think Andy Blurton's doubly so. Glares at the table, and you can see why. He's hit this break flush. Cue ball going straight up the middle of the table, just as he wants. Bang! Top left corner.
He's got a big, powerful cue action as Andy without having to do anything. He's quite a big guy, and he's got quite long stroke coming from a snooker background.
Got a glimpse in the background there of a couple of our players due to play next. Tony Brown and his partner Ryan Place watching on, see if they can learn anything from how these players are at the table.
So this layout's perfect, and he's picked out a perfect pattern, assuming the one just below the 8-ball passes bottom left. This is what we talk about when we talk about pattern play. He's not going to play a difficult shot in this whole visit because of the route he has selected. Moved the 8-ball a little bit further than I thought he was going to. So he might have to play half a shot in the visit. That was it. That's the half a shot. That's pattern play.
Yeah, very, very good stuff from Kyle Cope. Does a pretty good job of making the game look very, very easy when he's in full flight. That was excellent. Definitely one of those young players that's sort of been earmarked from an early age as future world champion. He's done it all the way through the junior groups. Could think of someone like a Luke Gilbert, who's probably in a similar scenario, a few years older Luke. I don't think Kyle's on an altogether different trajectory.
Completely agree. The finish that he had there, it was fairly routine for a professional pool player. But what I like is that, and very small sample size tonight picking that one out, but he's picked out the shot with ball in hand that meant he didn't have to play another shot in the whole visit. And that's, to me, what separates him. We see so many people coming through the ranks and they can execute brilliant shots, and a player that would come to mind in that regard would be someone like a Tom Jones coming through. He has all the ability in the world to play these amazing shots, but Kyle does it without having to play those shots, and that, to be fair, Tom's working incredibly hard to improve that side of it, and he is improving dramatically with it, but it's a fair it gives you a comparable, really.
Pretty decent opening break from Kyle Cope. Not that he's been rewarded in any way, shape or form. It was almost a golden break too. 8 balls on the move towards that bottom left corner pocket.
Horrible layout, and it's a very big frame. Scotch frames in these formats really, really do play big. So cushion first to flick the yellow in. Big shot. They must feel they can deal with these 2 yellows at the top of the table. There probably is enough room to get to the potting angle of the left-hand one at the top. And in doing that, you'd be able to nudge the other one. So the one nearest the cue ball now may be a bigger problem.
Wonder if they can play it next. Looks tight.
Well, Neil's right up there on the tour as one of the best doublers, so does Andy just drop this in and give him the angle to play the double? Potentially. Could get behind it, take it to the corner. If you're perfect on it, you would. I don't like the middle pocket, but maybe they're discussing that. It's a long way from it. And they're going to deal with the ones at the top. Probably wise.
It does go, I think, top left, that yellow on the bulk line.
And that's why you deal with the ones at the top first, because that's the bigger problem. Because you're not guaranteed to knock it on and be on it. So if he landed on that to top right, you'd play it and come back down. Now they've got to rework up there.
It'll be the double. Never in doubt. Lovely shot, lovely cue ball. And they're in great shape here. One thing they do still have to do is play a good shot here. The angle they leave on this yellow to top left is crucial to come back down for the 8 ball.
somewhere near the red where he pointed his cue. If he hit the red full in the face, it would be fine. Just past it would be better. Not sitting on it. That would be very unfortunate if they're not on this yellow, because you target that red. I think they are, but the red now plays big, pulling it back. Trying to use it. Used it well.
That is an excellent shot from Andy Blurton. And they're going to keep things even. We're into the 15-second shot clock zone in the match now. And 2-all. Crucial frame 5 coming up. It'll be Kyle Cope to play.
That was great work, wasn't it, from those two? That's why they're such a good partnership together. You can see the great communication, discussing the options, the way to go, and working it out.
Heavyweight battle in frame 5 as well at 2-2. It's pro v pro.
Two highest ranked players on the tour. Neil's the highest ranked player we have tonight. But I would wager if Kyle played Neil in the next Pro Series event, you'd have Kyle as the marginal favourite right now, just going on current form and the way things are tracking, but it would be very, very close.
It will be Kyle Cope to play.
Let's see what he does here. Doesn't really have an opener on reds, not a good one. So yellows. Yellow below the 8-ball passes. It's the yellow to the left of the 8-ball. That needs more thought. 2 yellows on the left-hand side are not really a problem. Get behind that as a plant, no worries. So this is another finish where control and patterns are everything. If he takes the yellow to bottom right, he's going to graze the 8-ball, you'd feel, and that could tie up. He may have been playing on that ball, but it's not as he wanted to be on it. He tried to get on it better there and hasn't. A little bit rushed. He's got an angle here. Can he target the red above the 8-ball? Get on the yellow. That one. Grazed it, so he's on the high angle on that yellow now, which gets very tricky on the next positional shot. The pot's no problem, but it's the positional shot. We can get to the lower one.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Still got a shot to play, though.
This is all down to the 15 seconds a shot, just forcing him to play quicker than he's comfortable in terms of never found his pattern at the start of the visit.
Oh, I'm surprised to see that stay up. Looked to be fairly clean as it headed towards the corner pocket, avoided the rail.
Everything now goes. Just have to mind your work here.
That red just north of the 8-ball just keeps looming in this visit, doesn't it?
It's absolutely fine if you get good on it. He did have an opportunity first shot in the visit to actually play it and bump it, but he wanted to avoid it because it was just fitted better.
I don't think he can get better on it now than what he is now. He's off angle straight the wrong way here.
He's going to come all the way across and get back to it, I think. He could get better. Or he's going to check it with top cushion. Couldn't do
Loads
that.
of spin, yeah.
Couldn't do that on the old cloth. Now we've changed to the CPBA. That shot is now available. It's almost a bit jarring to see the players playing that sort of shot again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very good from Neil. And this 8-ball for the lead. He's going to use most of the clock here because look at the match clock, 35 seconds. Hear all the beeps. Runs the cue ball. Clock stops at 25 seconds left. So if there is to be a attempt to equalise from Cohen Bradford, it's more than likely going to have to be a golden break. This is the miss from Kyle Cope, which brought Neil to the table.
Thought that was in. Thought that was in when he hit it. There's just, I mean, it's world record pace to make a break clearance. And someone will beat the world record at some point, which stands at 28 seconds. But as you said, Stephen, golden break's the most likely.
Cohen does cut break, and he does cut break very, very well. He needs the 8-ball in motion here. 8-ball is in motion, but he's going to be dry, and that will essentially ice the game. They're going to offer their hands. Andy Blurton and Neil Raybone with the perfect start in week 12 of the Pairs Cup. A crucial frame victory for Neil Raybone to edge it 3 frames to 2. There was very, very little in that, but the experienced pairing get the victory over the youth and exuberance of Cohen Bradford and Kyle Cope. Match 2 coming next.